Alright, ready? Go.
Back.
Ooh, look at the damage.
Come on,
Get toyed, bitch.
Oh shit! Oh shit.
Oh fuck, we're dead.
Where'd it go? Oh.
I helped.
So much for tank. What's going on, guys and gals of YouTube? Roundedtiktak here, bringing you another video. But before we even get into that and exactly what happened, happy holidays. I hope you took some time out of your busy days and, you know, sat with your family and enjoyed their company and, you know, maybe got a present or two that you got or you wanted. If you did get something cool, let me know down in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious what you guys got. Took care of my kid. I wasn't on my computer for 2 days, but you know, thank you guys for everything, and I hope you enjoyed your holiday. I use a virtual EQ. That virtual EQ usually looks something along the lines of this, with maybe a couple of settings depending on what I'm doing. This is just raises the bass levels in my voice, and yeah, that's what I usually use. Yesterday, I spent a good 4 hours recording with Mago and Mackers. And this morning I sit down to check the footage so I could scramble a video today for you guys and get it out there. And I realize all of my recording, all of my sound on the recording is dead. I can hear them, they can hear me in game, but in my recording software, I have no sound. I go take a look, and while I wasn't looking, one of my nieces or nephews or even one of my kids went onto my computer and turned all of my virtual mixer sounds to -12 decibels, making my recording, if you can even hear me at all, very, very unintelligible, and you can't understand what I'm saying anyway. I'm gonna use the footage I possibly can. You can't really recreate the genuine funny stuff that was yesterday, but I'm gonna do my best. Sorry about that. Let's get into Tank. What the fuck were they thinking when they made this idiot? Holy shit, Tank has got to be one of the worst heroes in the game by a large margin. There is nothing going for this guy. Goin Constructor in itself is an okay ability, but the damn commander perk, even the standard perk that this guy has, is nigh unusable. There is no argument in the world that you could talk me into sticking this into any kind of build I would ever make. There are so many reasons for this. Let's get into it. The commander perk Bouncy Shield, up to 8 attacks blocked by Goin Constructor, creates a sonic wave, dealing 128 base damage to enemies within a 0.5 tile radius, is absolute and utter garbage. The perk itself, although the scaling damage at 128 isn't too bad, you'll be lucky if you kill 3 creeps instead of, you know, the 17 blasters attacking you, eating up your block stacks and allowing you to just have a regular Goin Constructor ability. On top of that, if you take it as a standard perk, you're only looking at 64 scaling, which falls off at like around level 100 enemies, and you lose out on your massive 8 block stacks, and now you only have 5. Which again, if any sort of ranged enemy is hitting you, they're going to eat them up instantaneously, and you're not going to do any damage to them. Blasters, takers, whatever, anything from that's not in front of your face really messes up this entire perk. But that's not all. Goin Constructor in itself is a decent ability. Like, it's not terrible. The damage is good, the knockback is good, it's good for mini bosses, it's good for breaking down buildings. There is a lot of versatility to that ability. However, there is nothing in the game that you can actually use to buff that ability except for Ghoulish Cackle. Maybe from the depths, I didn't test it, but I extremely doubt it. It doesn't work with Totally Rockin' Out. It doesn't work with many of the other kind of builds that you would run. Cooldown reduction in this game for abilities trumps all damage almost every single time. Let me explain what I mean. If we take the ability Shockwave, I think off the top of my head without looking into it, or does it even tell us, which it does 25-second cooldown on Shockwave. All right. This one does 67,000 damage. This also has 3 egg bombs, which deal 162 base damage. If you're playing Bunny Brawler Luna, for what reason, I don't know, but if you choose to play her, the whole point of this character is to deal that extra damage with the egg bombs. 162 base damage is actually pretty damn high in Fortnite standards. That's actually scaling well into the end game. The problem with this character is that the egg bombs actually have to hit or get at least close enough to a target, which again isn't a huge deal, but let's just hypothetically say that the ability it hits is 67,000 damage. Let's just round that up to 70k. Let's say the bombs add another 30k. So now you're looking at 100,000 damage on a 25-second cooldown. That means you will be able to use this ability maybe 15 times during a mission, or at least something like that. Quick maths, not really great at it. So you're looking at 100,000 damage for that ability. Or you can take decrease shockwave cooldown by 56%. Now, 56%, you're looking at like a 13-second cooldown for 70,000 damage. So now you have a cooldown that you can use almost twice as often for 140,000 versus the 100k you'd be getting for every 25 seconds. Cooldown reduction trumps the ability effects in other aspects too. It feels better to play as. You can use it more often, obviously. The damage is technically more because you can use it more often. Maybe you use your ability and you miss. That happens. How many times have you pulled out your minigun and then just the wave ends or the wave shifts or something like that? If it's on a long cooldown, you're screwed and cannot use that ability again for another minute and 30, 25 seconds, whatever it might be. Cooldown feels better, usually ends up doing more damage, even though it does less on the card than any other kind of ability that gains a bonus effect. That's for 95% of them. I'm sure somebody can show me something wrong in the comments, but for the most part, that's how that works. It's the same issue with Bouncy Shield. There's nothing in the game that actually allows you to reduce the cooldown of Goin Constructor. It is on a minute and 30-second cooldown. On a bomb mission, you will be able to use this, if you're lucky, twice. 2 times. That's it. Once at the start if you instantly use it, and once again around the mini boss spawn. But if you don't use it during that, and maybe it's a smasher wave and you're trying to get them off your base, so you bust out Goin Constructor, now the mini boss spawns and you still have another 73 seconds on your cooldown.
So that's once per bomb defense. If you do it right at the start.
It doesn't even matter that the ability itself, Bouncy Shield, is an absolute shit show and is pointless in every kind of build you could ever imagine. The fact that there's nothing in the game that buffs Goin Constructor, because there's not. Nothing in the game as support buffs Goin Constructor. You have Garridan, you have a few other ones that actually buff it as a commander perk, but nothing in the game buffs it as support except, I think, Ghoulish Cackle. So you're stuck with a character that has a one-off ability, a one-trick pony, and that trick is kind of shitty anyway, and that's it. Now you have a base, but if you're playing that and you want to play an aggro constructor, there's so many better ones that you could play. There's so many. You could play Ice King, you could play Arlene Izza, you can play Prehistoric Izza with Blast from the Past. You can play so many other characters that actually bring something to the fight, not only their base, but their ability chain. He doesn't have taunt, he doesn't have anything. This guy is useless. I really, really dislike this character. On top of that, man, he looks like Tommy Pickles. He's ugly. He's got the biggest friggin' bulge I've ever seen. Look at this thing. I don't understand. I don't understand what they were thinking. Even from a lore aspect, I didn't finish the quest line yet, but how do you fit a toy soldier? Speaking of toy soldiers, it's the guy from Toy Soldiers. Anyways, hard pass. If you're low on perk up and whatever the hell you need to level up characters nowadays, pass this guy up. He's not worth it. There's no way you can fit him into any kind of build. You can't fit him into a melee build. You can't fit him into anything. He's completely and utterly useless.
Help!
When I said that we were going to do new content for the new year and I'm trying new things on my channel, this was not in the plans. I feel like my microphone's still messed up and I'm going to have to keep toying with it. I didn't want to make a rant video, but man, I had nothing left. All the footage got corrupted and it's not fun. I had a really funny video planned for you guys, man. It sucks. But there you go. That's Tank. Hard pass. Don't use them. Sorry for the rant. If you don't like rants, apologies. It's not the direction we're heading in this channel anyway. Just throwing that out there. If you guys liked the video though, maybe give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe. I post videos not like this and other weapon breakdowns, trap tunnel guides, etc. More trap tunnel stuff coming soon. We're still working on some things. And if you guys are looking for a way to support the channel, you can always use creator code OOTIKTAKOO. If you made it to this part in the video, I still have 1,000 V-Bucks to give away. It's not in this video. Maybe it's in the next one. You're gonna have to be on the lookout for the code, or at least how to enter. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Tiktak out.